Hey AJ, it's Coach Adams. Just wanted to get with you and talk about your video that we got at your lesson last night. First of all, I just want to say that you are a very smart kid. You have a mind for the game, and that's an important thing because as you grow older and as you get stronger and taller and bigger, it's important that you understand what's going on. You understand why you do things, and you already have a great start at that. You're a really smart kid. You're pretty athletic. There are a lot of things in the swing that are hard to master, and it takes a lot of work. So I don't want you to get discouraged because I'm going to be showing you a lot of things like I showed you last night, and it's okay. We're going to take one thing at a time, and we're going to work on them. And before you know it, you are going to be hitting line drives all over the place, just like you hit one right at me last night. That was awesome. Alright, so the very first thing that we are going to do is we're going to check your feet as you line up here. And your feet are good. The only thing that I'm a little concerned about is they're not perfectly in line with each other. You see this front foot right here is forward and this back foot is back. See how they're not both equally close to that yellow line that I just drew? So make sure that we're even, because watch, as you stride you have a very good angle with your foot. You did a great job on that angle with the foot, but again you can see this front foot is way out in front and this back foot is way behind this line, and so that's closing yourself off. So let's make sure that when we stride even, so that this back foot should either be up here or this front foot should either be back here. One of those two things. They shouldn't be on different planes like that. Now let's go to your slot. So now I'm going to be looking up here, because remember we talked about getting that slot. Okay, see that back elbow is in that box right there. Here, let me make it a little bigger. That back elbow is in the box. That's very good. Boom, it's right on your side. And so now as you start to turn, it's going to bring that bat through. Notice how your bat is in the right spot. Your bat is right here. It's already flat and it's ready to just be rotated through the zone. So it's going to come through. It's going to come through like this. Okay, because we don't want it coming down like that. So you are already really good right here. Your bat is in a good position, and that's because you did a good job right here with the slot. Okay, so now the way we get through this is, remember, we rotate our hips, and that just brings that bat around and we start the swing. One thing I do want to point out that we already talked about last night, you saw it yourself on the videos when we were doing them together. Look at that. That's long track right there. Okay, that's going to cause some problems later on in the swing, and I've already seen it, so I'll show you how it creates problems, because that elbow is locked out. And so watch as you turn it around. Still locked out, still locked out. Okay, now I want you to watch your hips. Okay, right before contact, your hips stop moving. They're not moving anymore. In fact, your foot is moving down there, but it's not even really pushing your hips. See, right there, your hips aren't moving, and that's just your arms hitting the ball. Okay, and this is one of the reasons I think that we're missing the really solid contact that we want. Okay, remember another thing that we talked about was when we hit the ball, we want palm up, palm down. Okay, and you're pretty close to that. Right here you have the top palm is up and the bottom palm's down. That's good. They're facing the right way. But I want you to watch your hands right after you hit the ball. Watch what they do. They switch spots. Now your bottom hand becomes your top hand, and your top hand becomes your bottom hand. You see that? That's called rolling over, because your bottom hand rolls over and becomes the top hand, and that is not what we want, because that means you're locking out your arms. And see, your hips aren't really rotating. You're just swinging. You kind of pause the rotation of your hips, and now you finish your arms pulling through. We want it to be the other way. We want your hips to pull your arms through. Okay? So we really need to work on this rotation of the hips. That's the biggest thing that we need. Rotate your hips. But that's okay. We're gonna get that done, and you already did a good job making some of these adjustments when we were hitting in the cage. Okay, but that's what I want you to work on. When you're hitting off a tee at home, I just want you to rotate your hips and keep that front elbow bent for short track. Okay, so that you don't roll over the ball like you are right there. Alright, but the thing that I want you to be working on when you're at games, when you're at practices, I don't want you to worry about rotating. Well, I always want you to be thinking about rotating your hips, but I don't want you to think about short track, long track, any of that. That's going to take a lot of practice, a lot of one-on-one time, a lot of work in the backyard with the tee. Okay, that's what that's going to take. What I do want you to remember is this timing thing that we talked about. If it's an inside pitch, you can hit it here. If it's a middle pitch, you hit it here. And if it's a away pitch, you hit it here. You let that ball travel. Because what you don't want is you don't want to be hitting everything out here no matter where the ball is. That's how you roll over the ball. Especially with your swing right here. Your dad was telling me and you were telling me you hit a lot of ground balls. Because watch, right there, you started to roll over, but you haven't rolled over all the way. Now, yes, you have. So that's why we're getting all these ground balls, is because you're hitting everything out here when you've already started to roll over. We want to let the ball be back in here, right there. That's where we want to make contact, and we don't want to roll over. Okay? So I'm going to also send you some videos of some pros. I think I'll send you a video of Troy Tulowitzki, just so you can see how he does it. And Dad, I encourage you, take videos of AJ as much as you can. Let him see himself, because as we talked about before, he's a smart kid. And when I was working with him yesterday, he could identify his own mistakes. And that's really what we want. We just want to give them the tools to identify what they feel and what it actually looks like. So AJ, keep working. Remember the things we want to work on. We want to stride even. We want to turn those hips. And we want to keep this front elbow bent. Those are the three things that I want you to work on as a result of this video until the next time we meet. Alright? I will get that video also of Troy Tulowitzki sent right out to you after I send this one. It was great working with you, AJ. Good luck.